Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. In this video we are going to be taking a look at the divine power within Super Saiyan God Goku and just see how good he does after his recent Extreme Z awakening. So Goku is a part of the Battle of the Gods Extreme Z awakenings that came to Global and JP as a part of the Pure Saiyans, the Saiyan Day celebration, which is a Pure Saiyan celebration, I guess. But Goku got a pretty nice awakening, I think. Overall, he's probably one of the better ones. I think people are realizing how good he looks, and that's nice to see. I think it's always cool to get a really cool unit. Is he game breaking? No, but he's very solid, and I think if a lot of people are looking for a good option to run, he can run at a 200% leads. I think he's very solid, and yeah, I really like how he looks. So just to discuss him quickly, he's got an all types lead of 80%. This is nothing major. He raises attack and defense by 50% for 3 turns on his 12 key. This is very important because it basically means he retains 1 stack of greatly raising attack and defense. So for example, when most units say raise attack and defense for 1 turn, what that means is generally at the start of the next turn, they won't be holding a stack. Whereas with this Goku, he'll be holding a stack. And what's important there is basically that if you get double supers, he can retain 2 stacks, which is pretty good considering his passive. He has Ki plus 2 and attack and defense of 120%, an additional attack and defense at 80% when performing a super attack, and you will launch an additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super attack when HP is 59% or more. He has an additional attack and defense at 10% with each attack performed, and he reduces damage received by 6% with each attack received. So 30% damage reduction in total that he can achieve, which is pretty good. 30% is a nice percentage. It's not too low, it's not incredibly high, but it will take the edge off of attacks. For example, if there's a Broly is doing a 1 million super and Goku is tanking that, it will immediately drop down to 700k. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it is very important, especially since Goku's defense can get pretty high, which is obviously very solid. And his attack stats can also look pretty good, so I think Goku's in a very solid spot. He has Godly Power, Shocking Speed, Super Saiyan, Over in a Flash, Warrior Gods, the First Awakened, which is a weird link, but hey, and Fierce Battle. So, solid kind of links. I think overall, obviously very God unit orientated, which is fine. Most people, I think at this point, are very happy with God units and that. We saw this first turn not looking too crazy. 80k defense doesn't look like a lot, and his attack stat was pretty decent but not too major, but that's okay. His first turn is his worst turn. So that's kind of like the extent of his poorest performance. I think whenever you look at a unit like this, it's always super interesting because at 55% he looks good. He doesn't look crazy, but it looks good. But when you get dupes in him, he can start to look really impressive because that additional defense, for this unit is big. Starting at 110k compared to starting at 80k is very important for a unit like this with how he holds stacks and gains attack and defense. So it's very, very important because with that 30% damage reduction, he can really start to look impressive. And you can see now how much his defense has gone up. And it stays like that. As long as you super attack, it stays like that because he retains that stack. It'll go up, of course, because he's gaining that additional 10% attack and defense per turn. And just in general, he is looking very good. Now we do have a lot of support on this rotation, especially attack-wise, but he's looking very solid. 5.3 million, very huge attack stat. We get to retain the stack again, and yeah, just in general, Goku's looking good. I think it's always fun to see a unit like Goku, where I think people read his passive, and I think people always rush to judge with passives. Like if a unit doesn't basically say they have God and 70% damage reduction, it's like, oh, that unit's not good, that unit can't be good. Oh, they don't have 90% evasion, nah, that unit can't be good. And I think with Goku, this shows that the perception of how a unit works can always be a little bit different. because you never know also how the team changes, what teams you're going to run them on. I think a great example of this is Goku Eza. I think he got his EZA and he was good, but then you got a 200% lead for him. He all of a sudden found a slot as a floating support unit, and all of a sudden he was like amazing. Everyone loved him. And I don't think that's anything wrong. I don't think it's wrong to love a unit a couple months or even after seeing its passive. I think in general it's always good to see how units do and to appreciate them, whether that's now or in a couple months. When a certain event comes out, it doesn't matter. But overall, Goku's looking really solid. I think he's looking great. He gets that additional super attack. This is huge. It means he's going to retain an additional stack of defense, which we'll see next turn. And yeah, I think Goku looks like he's really solid. I think out of all of the EZAs, he's probably one of the best. I think he's really up there as being a very usable unit in a lot of teams. Yeah, I'm very happy with his overall capabilities, personally speaking. I think he's good. I think he's solid. I think he's obviously, I don't want to say defense orientated, but I think he strikes that right balance of being, strong enough offensively and very good defensively. Is he a brick wall? No. Will he be able to tank content pretty well? Yeah, I think he will, and he'll look really solid floating. He'll look really good in general, and so yeah, I'm honestly very impressed with Goku. I think I'm very, very impressed and very happy with Goku, and I think for me, I find him to be very good. But that's just me. I'm not going to, say for anyone else, but I think he's looking very, very solid. So yeah, we'll now see him here. We've got the active skill active. You could see he was holding an additional stack of defense. He was over 200k, which is very good. And nice 6.3 million attack stat. B-Pan active though, which is something important to take note of. But yeah, Goku looking just solid. Goku looking very, very solid. I'm impressed. I honestly think he's really, really good, and yeah, I couldn't complain too much, really. I think at the end of the day, I'm overall just really happy to see how solid he is and just how good he can be in general. If you take a look at the kind of rest of his capabilities, I think link-wise, probably where he's weakest. It's always, I want to say, not difficult, but it's the God units, they link well with other God units, or he links well with like Kaioken God Goku. And Kaioken God Goku is really good on JP. He's not at that stage on global yet, so it's not like he's not going to have good partners in future. It's just that he is obviously going to struggle a little bit until that happens. But he's a solid enough unit. I personally find him to be very good. I think his link set's okay. He links well with some Super Saiyan 3 units. He links well with some generic Super Saiyan units. So yeah, I think in general he's in a good spot. I don't think he's busted, but I don't think he's crap, if that makes sense. I think he's in a solid spot overall, and he's just really, in a good position. I think if I can say anything, I would say it's that. I would say he's in a very solid position, very good space. And he's a unit that, even if you have him at 55%, can still do some decent good work. I think you do need dupes in him to have him at that red zone level. But I think overall he's very solid. And I think, most players will be happy with his performance. And most players shouldn't really, be upset with how well he does. Like I said, you're going to want to prioritize Shocking Speed or Over in a Flash. Those are his major key links. He's got Fierce Battle, which is good. He's got Super Saiyan, which is good. These are very, very, very common links. He just doesn't have the Kamehameha, which is the only real shame. And he does have First Awakened, which is a good link, but a little bit minimalistic. Although, that being said, Int Bardock and him can both be run under a 200% lead. And I think he looks really good from that perspective. So yeah, overall I would say very, very solid. Good unit. He links very well to the final stages of the transformation units, the Goku and Vegeta. So you've always got some interesting pairing partners. Does he have the greatest pairing partners in the world? No, not really, but I think he's got a good set. He's got some interesting options, and you can run him as a second floater or even a second slot main rotation unit, and he should be fine. So yeah, I think in general, I would say really happy with Goku. That's going to be it from me. Let me know what you think, and bye.